Alrighty, hello everyone and welcome to DCS 2.5 with Spirit 117. First off, I hope you guys all had a great weekend, and I apologize for not having any content posted on my channel here on anything remotely resembling a consistent basis. I've been pretty busy with work and stuff, and I just haven't had the time for it. Hopefully that's going to change. Going to be doing a lot of DCS here. This game is so much fun. It is absolutely incredible the amount of detail that has gone into this game, and it is a total blast. So I'm going to be playing a lot of this for the near future here. So for today's agenda, I've spent most of the last 2 months actually learning how to fly my shiny new FA-18C Hornet here. Which is a new plane for DCS. It's the newest one out. This is a fully simulated Hornet, so everything here is, all these buttons are fully interactable and they all do stuff. Yeah, so, and they're all exactly simulated down to what a real Hornet would actually use. So this is a complete simulation of an FA-18C Hornet. Pretty cool. On today's agenda, the Iranians are causing trouble in the Persian Gulf. Again, go figure. And so they need to be put back in their place. They've either borrowed, bought, or stolen a couple of Russian Tu-95 Bears that they're fueling up and loading, and they're going to try and use them to knock out one of our air bases. And we need to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, they also have a shitload of SAMs and anti-aircraft guns and just all kinds of stuff everywhere. U.S. Marine Corps will be deploying Harriers to try and knock out the worst of the SAM nets, so hopefully we won't have to be dodging SAMs the whole way in. We are still going to fly low to make sure that it's not a huge problem, and also to avoid enemy combat air patrol. Iranians do still have plenty of air forces left at this point in the fictional war against Iran, where this mission takes place, and yeah, we don't really want to be tangling with them either. So, without further ado, let's get on with the mission here. We've got ourselves a hot start Hornet, basically fully prepped and ready to go. We've already got takeoff clearance, so we're going to go ahead and punch up mill power and wait for the steam catapult to launch us off our aircraft carrier here. And there we go. Retract our landing gear. Wait to get a little bit faster before we pull up the flaps. I don't want to stall and fall out of the sky. All right, there we go. So, all right, let's get the rest of our systems here good to go for combat. Radar mode, electronic warfare panel, master arm on, air-to-air mode selected. Radar 80 miles. Let's tune the antenna here. Let's aim the antenna up so it's not looking underground, which it is, or it was. Let's get our countermeasure system and our electronic counter, or our flare system and our ECM jamming. Let's turn those on, get those warmed up. Get our navigation computer turned on, and let's get our RWR radar warning display going there as well. And let's fire up the AIM-7 Sparrows. So, for today's mission, that's our E-2 Hawkeye AWACS aircraft, who's out there somewhere. So, for today's mission, we are equipped with 4 Mark 83 bombs. So, under wingtip pylons. These are dumb bombs. They have they're not GPS, GBU-12s. They're not laser guided. They're just point and aim and hit the target and they blow up. We also have a single center line fuel tank, as well as 2 AIM-7 Sparrow radar guided missiles and 2 AIM-9M Sidewinder heat-seeking missiles on the wingtips there. Now, as for that fuel situation, this is why I did not use burner on the takeoff. This mission is actually pretty fuel intensive. We don't have a whole lot of fuel. We've only got 1 external tank, and there's quite a bit of distance to cover on this mission. So fuel is actually a little bit of a concern here. And whenever these two numbers match, that will tell us that our fuel tank, our external fuel tank, is empty. And we're going to go ahead and push the little red jettison button there to get rid of it, because we will be needing So we are 60 miles from waypoint 1 here. So I will be flying with labels for this mission. I know a lot of hardcore DCS players out there will not use labels and will probably call me a noob for using them. And, you know, in all honesty, I am a noob at this game. Frankly, I'm a total scrub at it. So, and also, one thing I've read about on forums, I've been doing some research on, is why I can't ever see anything on a 1440p monitor. You'd think that a high-resolution monitor would be easier to see stuff. Turns out it's actually the opposite. DCS pixel scaling basically means that a plane at a certain distance is going to occupy a certain amount of pixels, be either 1 or 5, or I don't know, however many pixels it occupies. Let's call it 3 for today's discussion. And so on a 1080p monitor, 3 pixels is going to be a lot more noticeable than 3 pixels on a 1440 or a 4K monitor. And there is no pixel scaling currently implemented. So it's actually harder to see stuff on a 1440 and even harder on 4K than it is on a 1080. Now, of course, if they're half a mile away, you can see them no problem. But, you know, this guy's half a mile away, and if he's 3 or 4 miles away, they're basically all but invisible at that point. We've got a MiG-29 locking us on our radar here. This is the one that's locking us. This one is not. The outer ring indicates a more severe threat level, so the one that is, and now they're both locking, because they're both on the outer ring. The inner ring is a low threat level. Outer ring is high threat level. The bearings are accurate, but this is not a range estimate. This is the actual, what the plane perceives to be the highest threat. The guy that's locking us is going to be a higher threat than one who's not locking us, and he's actually stopped locking us, and now they've disappeared completely. Those MiG-29s are like 100 miles over there, so we're not going to worry about them. They're too far to really do anything, so we don't need to worry about that. Alright, so our ECM is going to be warmed up here. We're actually going to turn on the jamming, and oh look, they've stopped blocking us because we're now jamming them. We've got an FFG-7 Oliver Perry frigate down there, who I've actually seen take SAM shots at something over there. I wonder if he's going to take a SAM shot here. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Very interesting that this being a custom mission has had different outcomes and different things each time. Like, I've seen this guy I've had to run this 6 or 7 times, by the way. I had a recording go corrupt, and every other time I've been shot down. And one time I had my air conditioner running. It's Arizona, and my AC in my apartment is quite noisy. It's not an external unit, and it totally ruined my audio recording. So I've seen this guy fire SAMs, I've seen him not fire SAMs. He appears to not be firing a SAM at this point. Yeah, interesting that a custom mission would have completely different variable outcomes, essentially. This is a custom mission, by the way, so this has been designed by someone I downloaded off the DCS website. DCS mission editor appears to be very robust to put together something like this, so I'll have to start playing around with that. The second thing I wanted to clarify is, if you're watching my FPS counter here, I'm getting about 50 to 60 FPS, maybe a little bit higher. We turn on the mirrors, of course, it goes straight down to like 45, which is just painful. So mirrors are cool, but FPS hog for sure. DCS just in general is a giant FPS hog. I am running this on a 1080 Ti. Yes, I'm playing at 1440p res, but literally every other game that I play at 1440 on a 1080 Ti just gets, absolutely destroyed. And not so much this one. So this game, pretty FPS heavy, but it also looks absolutely gorgeous. One of the best looking games I've ever played on PC. Certainly one of the best looking flight simulators. You don't have any of War Thunder's, crap-looking clouds, or the fact that the terrain doesn't render past, 50 feet, or however. You can essentially, in War Thunder, if you go up to 10,000 feet, you can see the line where the terrain doesn't render. You don't get any of that in DCS. This just looks absolutely amazing. And the clouds don't look like crap either, so we've actually got a radar lock on something here. Who's off that, and we just lost it again. So, I don't know if it's me being a noob. It's probably that, because, like I said, I am a complete scrub at this game. Or this plane being early access, or maybe it's accurate to how a real Hornet radar would perform. But I have a lot of trouble getting targets to actually lock. Like, this guy is not locking up, even though my radar is scanning him. And actually, we've lost him completely here, so it's probably me being a noob, but it's something that I've definitely noticed. That this radar system in this plane is not point and click lock, and you know, okay, here he is. It's just popped up again. See if we can lock him this time. Yeah, we're still not getting a lock. So I'm probably doing something wrong. I almost certainly am, but definitely not simply a point and click, you know, radar type of system with what we've got in the Hornet here, which is kind of cool actually. It's definitely you know, a little bit more challenging than what you would think. So, anyways, like I said, I've run this mission 6 or 7 times for various different reasons, and in some of the cases, in 2 of them actually, on the other side of this mountain range, there is a flight of MiG-21s that pop up. They pop up right over the mountain, usually as you're turning left, because the waypoint takes you this way through this valley and then out that way. They pop up right over the mountains, and they come in behind you, and you never actually see them coming on your radar because they're hiding behind this mountain here. I've only seen them twice though. In the other missions, they didn't pop up, and I'm not sure why they don't pop up on all the missions or on some of them. But on the 2 missions where on the first mission where they popped up, they came in behind me. I had no idea until I started getting a MiG-21 lock behind me. Looked behind me, and sure enough, MiG-21 6 miles behind me, and you know, had to shit all of the bricks and start going evasive, so burning gas. Which, speaking of gas, we're going to be dropping that fuel tank in like 2 seconds here. Okay, I wonder if this is actually, I want to lock this guy. Shit. Alright. Let's drop that fuel tank. And I wonder if, that's actually fine. That our wingman is going to get rid of his bombs as well. So I'm going to pay attention here because, you know, actually these might be these Apache helicopters that are right over. Well, no, actually they wouldn't be. They're like 40 miles away. So, all right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to watch and be observant. We're also going to increase to mill power here just so I have some extra energy lying around, just in case I need to start shooting at MiG-21s. The MiG-21 is a very small, light, and maneuverable aircraft. It's also extremely cheap, which is why countries like Iran have lots of them lying around. It's basically the AK-47 of planes. Very small, lightweight, and cheap, easy to fly, pretty rudimentary, but if it gets in close to a plane like a Hornet, which is not really a true air superiority fighter, it's more of a multi-role strike fighter, they can cause you some pretty serious problems because they're smaller and more maneuverable than you are, and they handle better. I don't know if they handle better at low speeds, but they definitely burn off less speed in a turn. The Hornet bleeds speed once you start turning below 300 knots. So sure, you have great pitch authority, but you'll pitch your nose around 50 degrees, you'll be on target, and you'll also be stalling, and you won't be able to do anything about it. MiG-21s don't really have that problem, so you gotta be real careful if you're gonna tango with a MiG-21 at, you know, point-blank range like this. Of course, you know, at long range, they're pretty much useless, but, and that's interesting, usually I should be seeing them Yeah, no MiG-21s on this mission. So I don't know. plenty of helicopters and SAMs. I don't know why these SAMs aren't shooting at me either. I'm giving them a perfect target right now because I'm stupid. Frankly, I deserve to get shot down for flying over all those SAMs at 3,000 feet, but whatever. Don't know why they're not shooting at me. But yeah, no MiG-21s. I don't know why they pop up sometimes and why they don't. I'm totally fine with it though, because I don't have the fuel on this mission to really afford a fight with MiG-21s. I also don't have the missiles for it. I only have 4 missiles total. Only 2 of them are radar guided. And you guys will see why in a couple minutes. But it's definitely not advisable to fire all of your missiles at these MiG-21 fights. And also they make you waste your countermeasures as well, and you definitely don't have unlimited countermeasures. And speaking of which, I've forgotten to turn my countermeasures on. Yeah, there we go. That could have been bad. We've set the countermeasure system to semi-automatic here. That means that the computer will identify and determine what is the best countermeasure pattern to drop, so what combination of shaft and flares, how many of them to drop and when to drop them, but it will wait for my approval to actually drop them. The square icon on the radar, by the way, that's the Hornet's IFF. If it is square, it is friendly, and sure enough, that is a friendly Harrier, most likely. If it is a diamond, it is an enemy. Okay, yep, so the Harriers are reported in. They've knocked out the main search radar, so base anti-air is going to be mostly blind, but there's only 3 bears on the runway, and there's 4 of them that we need to destroy. So one of them has gotten away, so we'll have to go hunting him down after we blow the ones on the runway to Kingdom Come. So that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to punch up air to ground mode here. Let's go back to our stores page. Let's select our bombs. I'm actually going to go back to my... Oh, you must be kidding me. I definitely saw MiG-20. Okay, that's fine. We don't have to worry about it now. Let's turn off the label so I can actually see what the hell is going on the runway down here. I definitely just saw a MiG-21 on the RWR behind me, and I'm going to be completely screwed if that's that MiG-21 flight that is coming in behind. So, bombs away. It's base AAA. It's locked all over us right now, so we're going to go evasive here. Do not want to get shot down by radar-guided anti-air. That was actually what killed me last time. Like I said, I've run this mission 6 or 7 times, and last time I was tooling around. Alright, let's go ahead and get our radar guidance system back here, back to electronic warfare. Yeah, anti-air is all over us right now. The last time I ran this mission, very unceremoniously got shot down by AAA as I was coming in for the bombing run, which is just, you know, it was quite embarrassing. So let's turn back on labels again. Our wingman is still back there. We need to go to air-to-air mode. Go to air-to-air mode here. So that's our bear up there. That tiny ass little dot there is our MiG-29. So yeah. We're gonna try and lock up the MiG-29 here once we're a little bit closer. We're going to get our wingman cleared weapons hot here. This game just looks so good. This is the new Persian Gulf map that came out with the Hornet as well, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So I suppose the fact that I'm, only getting 60 or 70 FPS on maximum settings, well, actually not even, mostly high, actually. The fact that I'm getting that, pretty excusable, because it just looks so good. Okay, so, we're at 517 knots, 11,000 feet barometric. We're too high for radar altimeter. 510 knot closing speed on whatever this target is, 15.7 and decreasing miles. We're at Mach 0.97, so coming in at just under the speed of sound. And sorry about that, my track IR just had a little bit of a seizure there. It does that sometimes. The track IR works pretty nicely most of the time, but sometimes it just goes and just freaks out. So, we actually need to be using our aim 7s here, not our aim 9s. I'm going to turn on our infrared cooling system for when we do have to use our aim 9 sidewinders. Makes the missile seeker a little bit more receptive to heat signatures. I'm trying to get a lock on. Okay, alright, so let's do this. We're going to dial at full afterburner here. We're going to take the shot. Let's make damn sure our wingman is engaging. Alright, and we've got missiles incoming. So we're going to drop countermeasures and go evasive. Our missile's going to miss because there's not a fire and forget missile. Oh shit, he's just fired another one at me. Shit. And we have just gotten killed. And our pilot is totally blacked out. And splat. So, we just got killed. Where is our wingman? He should be somewhere. Oh. There's our wingman. Game is currently having a bit of a seizure as I flip through all of these planes here. Oh, look, I found our wingman. Alrighty, so outcome of that mission, yeah, Iranians 2, U.S. Navy 0, because apparently my wingman is just as big of a dumbass as I am at this game, and Iranian MiG-29s are, so yeah. Well, that is going to be it for this one. I've run this mission way too many times to try and run it again. That's been the result every single time, is I end up getting clubbed by these MiG-29s here. MiG-29 is just too heavily armed. Like, look at that. Look at all those missiles that guy's got. He's already fired some. So, yeah, MiG-29 just seems to be too strong of an air superiority fighter for my level of shittiness to counter. So that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will be getting more of this posted. Hopefully one that doesn't involve me getting swatted by MiGs. So, Spirit117 signing off. See you guys around.